So NFL teams recently declared their unused cap space for 2022 and what they were going to roll over. No surprise, Browns have the most by a wide margin. They're rolling over $27.5 million. This is from the Bleacher Report. This is NFL teams that should target DeAndre Hopkins. And they say that the Browns are one of those teams that should, in fact, target DeAndre Hopkins. And they say, in his last season with Watson, Hopkins caught 104 passes for 1,165 yards, 7 touchdowns. Watson finished with 3,852 yards passing, 26 touchdowns, and a 98.0 passer rating. That's all well and good. The question is, do you have enough to go and get Hopkins? And I don't think the Browns do.
Well, I would put it like this. If you told, I don't know, let's say Deshaun Watson's up for a lot of money this year, right? You're like, hey, Deshaun, if you restructure, maybe we can get DeAndre Hopkins. I think he might be willing to restructure. You know what I mean? Like, there are ways to get around it, right? Is the whole point here, right? Now, I'm shocked that they didn't use Jack Conklin out. That could have been a way that you can get around it. But the fact is that this team invested 3 first-round picks into Deshaun Watson. That tells me everything I need to know about what their philosophy is this year, which is we're trying to win a Super Bowl, right? It doesn't mean that we have to win a Super Bowl, but they are trying to win a Super Bowl. When you're trying to win a Super Bowl, short-term things take precedent over long-term thinking. That doesn't mean you don't think about the long-term, but it does mean that the short-term is more important because you're trying to capitalize on a very finite window. So if that's the case, which it seems like it is, because, again, they traded 3 first-round picks and paid the quarterback, then that means that you're trying to win now. And DeAndre Hopkins, he would help you win now. Would it be that expensive to trade for, to be honest, right? He wasn't that expensive when he got traded for previous. It was like a second and a fourth. Now he's 2 years older, coming off of a disappointing year and a PED suspension. You might not have to trade a ton of draft capital to get him. It might just be about the money, and the money can be figured out, right? The money is never a reason not to do something in the NFL. You can always figure that one out. You know what I mean? That's one that you can figure out. It's about want to at that point, and the Browns should have all the want to in the world